Cap space just forced Dallas to make a ruthless decision, and it happened fast. The Cowboys have cut a key linebacker right at the deadline to free up money, but here's where it gets crazy. Within minutes, rumors exploded that a Super Bowl-proven defensive back could be on the trade block and Dallas might already be circling. Is this a cold financial move or the first domino in a blockbuster deal? One insider hint just connected the dots, and if it's true, the Cowboys aren't saving cap space, they're loading up for something massive. Cowboys Nation, buckle up. If you thought the offseason was going to be quiet, think again, because the Dallas Cowboys have just made a shocking cap-saving move that could completely reshape their roster, and at the same time a massive defensive back trade rumor is exploding across the league right now. This is the kind of breaking news that changes the direction of a franchise in a matter of hours. Earlier today, Dallas officially cut a veteran linebacker right before his looming roster bonus deadline, a move clearly designed to create immediate salary cap relief. The timing tells you everything. This was not about performance alone. This was about flexibility. This was about positioning. This was about setting up something bigger. The Cowboys entered the offseason tight against the cap, juggling extensions, potential restructures, and future commitments to cornerstone players. They had decisions to make, and instead of pushing money further down the road like they've done in past years, they chose to make a hard cut. By releasing this deadline linebacker now, they avoid a significant bonus payout and instantly free up millions in space. And here's where it gets interesting. Within hours of the news breaking, insiders began connecting the dots between the cap space created and a growing rumor involving a high-profile defensive back who already owns a championship pedigree. Sources around the league are whispering that Dallas has quietly inquired about a trade for a proven corner with experience on the biggest stage, including the Super Bowl. This is not random speculation. The Cowboys have been searching for secondary stability ever since inconsistencies showed up in key moments last season. While there's talent on the roster, there were too many blown coverages, too many late-game conversions allowed, and too many moments where elite quarterbacks found mismatches down the field. Let's break this down clearly. The linebacker cut signals three things. First, Dallas believes it can replace that production internally or through a cheaper option. Second, they are prioritizing financial flexibility over veteran continuity. Third, they are preparing for a potential acquisition that requires immediate cap room. That last point is what should have Cowboys fans on edge right now. Because if this rumored trade for a Super Bowl-winning defensive back materializes, it would represent a dramatic shift in defensive philosophy. Instead of relying on youth development alone, Dallas would be making a clear statement that they want proven playoff-tested leadership in the secondary. And remember, this front office has been aggressive when it believes the window is open. Owner Jerry Jones has never been shy about bold moves when he feels the team is close. If he believes this roster is one elite piece away from a deep postseason run, cap space will not sit unused for long. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. In today's NFL, defensive backs are premium assets. With offenses spreading the field, using motion, attacking mismatches, and forcing defenses into nickel and dime packages on early downs, having lockdown corners and versatile safeties isn't optional. It's essential. The National Football League has become a passing league built on explosive plays. If you cannot defend the deep ball or hold up in man coverage on third and long, you're not surviving in January. That's what makes this rumored trade so fascinating. The defensive back linked to Dallas isn't just another rotational piece. He's a player who's lined up against elite receivers in playoff environments and delivered. He's played in high-pressure games. He understands situational football. And most importantly, he brings credibility. Imagine adding that kind of presence to a defense that already features a disruptive pass rush. Quarterbacks would be forced to hold the ball longer. Blitz packages become more dangerous. Coverage disguises become more believable. And suddenly, that defense looks different. But let's not ignore the risk here. Cutting a veteran linebacker removes experience from the middle of the defense. That position is about communication. It's about alignment. It's about making sure everyone is on the same page before the snap. If Dallas miscalculated and their younger players aren't ready to step up, the run defense could suffer. There's also the chemistry factor. When you release a respected locker room voice for cap reasons, it sends a message. The message is clear: performance and financial efficiency matter more than tenure. For some teams, that sharpens focus. For others, it creates tension. However, from a purely strategic standpoint, this feels calculated. The Cowboys have been studying the market. They know which teams are looking to shed contracts. They know which defensive backs might be available via trade. And they know exactly how much cap room they need to make an aggressive move. Creating space before a deal is finalized is often the biggest clue that negotiations are real. Let's talk timing. The fact that this move happened before the roster bonus deadline is critical. If Dallas believed they were comfortable standing pat, they could have waited. Instead, they acted decisively. That suggests a plan already in motion. League insiders have hinted that discussions between Dallas and another franchise have intensified over the past 48 hours. While nothing is finalized, the framework of a deal reportedly includes draft compensation and a restructured contract to ease immediate cap impact. If this trade happens, it won't just be about 2026. It will be about identity. The Cowboys have been close. Playoff appearances have come, but deep postseason success has remained elusive. Adding a Super Bowl-tested defensive back signals that this organization is tired of being close. It's about execution in the moments that matter most. And consider this angle: younger defensive players benefit immensely from veteran mentorship. A championship-experienced DB can accelerate development for corners and safeties still learning how to read elite route combinations and quarterback tendencies. It's not just what he does on Sundays. It's what he teaches on Wednesdays and Fridays. Financially, the numbers now make sense. The linebacker cut clears enough room to absorb a significant portion of a veteran defensive back's salary, especially if Dallas restructures or extends him upon arrival. This isn't reckless spending. It's targeted allocation. Fans are already split. Some believe cutting the linebacker weakens depth and continuity. Others see this as a necessary sacrifice for a bigger defensive upgrade. Social media is buzzing. Analysts are debating whether Dallas is overcorrecting or strategically evolving. But here's the reality: standing still in this league is falling behind. Teams that contend consistently are proactive. They anticipate weaknesses before they cost them in January. They identify where they were exposed and fix it decisively. If the Cowboys felt their secondary faltered in critical moments last season, then this move is a direct response. What makes this story explosive is the dual nature of it. On one hand, a cost-cutting release. On the other, a potential headline-grabbing acquisition. It's subtraction and addition happening simultaneously, and that's how contenders reshape rosters without tearing them down. Let's also consider the psychological impact on the locker room. When management creates cap room and rumors of a major trade surface immediately, players understand what's happening. They know help could be coming. They know expectations are rising. That kind of urgency can elevate off-season workouts and training camp intensity. And if the trade becomes official in the coming days, you'll see national headlines declaring Dallas all in. Because that's what this feels like. An all-in adjustment without mortgaging the future completely. Of course, until the deal is signed, it remains a rumor. But in today's NFL landscape, cap moves speak louder than press conferences. The Cowboys just made a move that screams preparation. Preparation for a bigger swing. Preparation for January football. Preparation for eliminating the mistakes that ended their last campaign. So what happens next? Keep your eyes on insider reports over the next 24 to 72 hours. Watch for restructuring news. Watch for draft pick discussions. Watch for subtle confirmation from league sources. Because when a team clears cap space this precisely, it's rarely accidental. This is a franchise that believes its championship window is open right now. Cutting a deadline linebacker to save cap is not a retreat. It's repositioning. And if that Super Bowl winning defensive back lands in Dallas, this breaking news story will be remembered as the first domino in a dramatic defensive transformation. Cowboys fans wanted urgency. They wanted action. They wanted signs that management understands the stakes. Today, they got exactly that. Now the only question is whether the spark of this rumor turns into a full-blown blockbuster trade that reshapes the NFC landscape. Stay locked in, because this story is moving fast, and the next update could change everything.